Hi, I'm Gina Bodtker.
Hi, I'm Bruce Bodtker, and this is my lovely wife.
And we came to Coeur d'Alene in 1990. We settled on Coeur d'Alene. We settled on Coeur d'Alene basically because of its beauty. So driving through the area, we came up 95 and saw the lake and the beautiful area and decided to settle here. What do you have to add?
Same. I mean, we did come here 22 years ago and made Coeur d'Alene our home. And ever since then, we've had the opportunity to travel all around the United States, mostly in the Southwest. And when we come back to Coeur d'Alene, I always say this is the most beautiful city I've ever visited. It's the cleanest, always friendly, just a great spot.
And why do we stay here? We stay here because of the people.
The people. A number of years ago when we lived up on the mountain, we, as part of giving, wanting to give, we endeavored to become Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus, which a lot of people probably have very fond memories. She made most of the Santa suit, and I sewed on all the white fox fur hair, and then we proceeded to, we did come downtown and walked on the streets. We also were, the Coeur d'Alene Press put an article in the paper for Mr. and Mrs. Santa, so we actually visited people's homes where some people were dying or they were underprivileged and they didn't get gifts, and some of them probably never even saw Santa Claus in their life. And we went into homes, and it was a fulfilling part of life. I mean, it was really a lot of fun. And she was a great Mrs. Claus.
And it did evolve. It started out as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. By the time we were done, we'd be really good at it now because you're naturally gray, before we had to spray it. So then it evolved from Mr. and Mrs. Claus to we had elves, and we had wonderful elves. And
Right.
I think, I have high respect for Mrs. Claus, but she kind of plays a very demure sort of role. Now, I loved playing the elf. Because the elf, you could be silly, you could tease Santa. It was way more fun to interact with the kids as an elf than it was as Mrs. Claus, because they really only want to see Santa anyway. They really don't care about Mrs. Claus. But as an elf, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience, yeah. I think it's a natural thing that you either have it or you don't. You either love people and love to embrace opportunities to do things with people, or maybe you don't have that. And I think we've always had that.